I wanted to take a brief moment to stop by. One of the things we're trying to do more, and we're getting very consistent in the Youngstown Police Department and the city of Youngstown, that we want to be proactive. We want to inform the citizens of what we know, what we find, and find out what's going on in your community. I think a well-informed community is a very educated community. They understand what's happening in their neighborhoods. And today we're going to talk about the holiday season, and it's for several reasons. The chief and I had a sit down with some local business owners for lunch, and they talked about the increase of crime or shoplifting and issues that happen during the holiday season. They talked about, police presence and what they would like to see, and we talked to them about some ideas and thoughts that we had as well, and the chief will talk a little more about that. But we really wanted to focus today is that we're going to focus on proactive policing, where we want to make sure that we educate our citizens, and I know that's a big piece for everything we're doing, that we educate the community on how to be better proactive during these should be festive time for all of us. And we want to give you information. We want to make sure you're informed what's going on and how to be safe. And local business owners have to be active and engaged in their own safety plan, and we want to talk about how we can be a part of that. And the chief and I, in our lunch that we had with the local business owners, it was clear that there was opportunities for the business owners to really take into what it looked like to have a safety plan. But we want to keep the public engaged. You hear me, if you see something, say something. These are very much some of the same things we're talking about as it relates during the holiday season. This is a joyous time for all of us, no matter what holiday you share and you participate in. You want to make sure when you're out shopping, when you're out and about, that you're aware of your surrounding, but also that you're safe and your family's safe. So with that being said, I'll stop. I'll let the chief come in, and then we'll, after that, we'll take a few questions.
Good morning, everyone. The mayor pretty much hit on everything there. But this time of year is special for everyone, regardless of your religion. We come together and we celebrate a season of charity, of giving, and of thanks. We go shopping, we exchange presents, and we share memorable meals and gatherings with family and friends. Now, because more people are out shopping, businesses experience high volumes of sales during this season. Unfortunately, businesses can sometimes experience more crime as well. The Youngstown Police Department is committed every day to ensuring the safety of our residential and business populations. And we understand that the holiday season often sees an increase in crimes at our retail establishments. As we have done every year, officers from our department will be making extra checks on businesses throughout the city. These additional checks will be occurring every day throughout December by officers both uniform and plain clothes. We want a peaceful and safe holiday experience for our retail stores and those shopping there. And our dedicated patrolmen and women will be helping to ensure that this happens. Now, these additional patrols and checks will be throughout the day and evening on all sides of town. When you see our officers, we encourage you to stop and talk to them and let them know of any concerns that you may have. It is only through our partnerships with the community that we can help make this a joyous, special, and safe holiday season. Thank you.
So as the chief said, we will have officers out and about on patrol in uniform and in plain clothes as well. So this is, Jerry reminds me kind of the cops in the shop type deal. And I'm not sure, I always say that I won't go too far into details because they don't tell me and I'll tell too much. But as it relates to law enforcement, there's a tactical plan that we're operating with this as well. So let's take a few questions.
To the chief, I guess, or whomever, the idea behind some of this at least, and I've seen this in other big cities, in New York particularly, you'd see, not that we're going to do that here, but you'd see almost a parade of police cruisers up and down the streets, almost showing the flag that we're here, we're watching, telling businesses that, and also potential bad guys. Is it kind of along that line that this is kind of what you're looking at? And if you could-
Yeah, that's a good question. Captain Simon actually did some statistical analysis.
Whoever goes for it. Thank you.
A good question. Captain Simon actually did some statistical analysis on this, and we're making sure we're deploying our resources at the peak times that crime is trending. Obviously, we don't want to share those exact details, but they may or may not know that the police are present in the area. We want to make sure that we deploy both uniform and plainclothes officers so that we have visibility and a little maybe some undercover type of operations where they don't may or may not know if the police are inside the retail establishments when they're in there. So that is being maybe not as much as a saturation you're saying, but more of a statistical approach based on how robberies and thefts have been trending in the city.
So what, both Mayor, you and the chief both talked about being proactive, and anybody that turns on the TV sees these horrifying scenes in San Francisco and Los Angeles and Chicago. Part of this too is being proactive and kind of sending a message that somebody's watching, not just letting people do whatever they want.
Yeah, Jerry, you're right. You know, when you look at the national trend, unfortunately, if you see it, it's the smash and grabs. And now we're even finding that individuals are not even, they take it to another level, even locally. They'll just kind of take up a bin full of items and walk out the door, you know, no matter which store, and they take their chance on whether they'll get caught on their way out or driving down the street. And we want to make sure that they understand that that may be the very day or the very place where you may have law enforcement in that shop, and they'll taking your chance could land yourself in jail.
Is it the number of thefts around this time of year that caused you all to, have this conference, or maybe like the severity of them?
No, I just think it's in talking and looking at the data, and it's amazing that Captain Simon can really he really digs deep into the data and start looking at trends and numbers. And if you look at our partners at the state, they look at the data. So the data's telling us during the holiday season it peaks up. I mean, and then we want to say, you know what, let's curb it. Let's figure out how do we be very proactive and engage. And a lot of times, if you let the individuals know that you not just you're on camera. There could be officers, there could be manpower, you could be arrested. So we want to make sure they understand that's something that's more prevalent now than any other time in the season.
And do you think they were already up, like with the Family Dollar thefts and robberies and kidnapping?
Yeah, well, you guys want to answer that? I think it's a different
Captain
story.
Simon.
Captain Simon, you answer that one. Because I'll get out of my lane when I start answering that question.
There was an incident or two that was, maybe a bit more newsworthy, as you guys would call it. But it's not necessarily that those dollar stores are up. It's just that during this time of year nationwide, right, because there's more folks shopping, for the holiday season, that thefts just increase naturally, again, by volume, by numbers. And retail is just selling more, and thieves take more of an opportunity, for their own personal needs at this time too. So, not that it isn't always happening. Shoplifting in all communities happens all year round, but we certainly see an increase this time of year, and we've done this kind of extra patrols for years now. But we're just letting everyone know this year we're making it a little more public, whether you knew it in previous years or not. We're out there and we're paying attention. And you may see us, or as importantly, you may not see us, but that we are out there.
Okay. And do you have any maybe statistics or anything to be able to offer about every holiday season?
I don't have the exact numbers of how much it is up. It's in the double digits of percentages that it's up. And I think sometimes our criminals within the city seem to think that because we have a lot of smaller businesses in the city, as opposed to your big retail, which we don't have a lot of here. It's a lot of small business, that they can get away with it more easily, and that's simply not the case.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you all.